welcome back to another video, and today we got our fourth episode of NBA Playoff Watch. It's been a little while since we made one of these, so we got a lot to cover, but real quick, if you're new around here, make sure you go down there, hit that subscribe button. We do college basketball content every Monday, college football content every Tuesday, NFL weekly picks every Wednesday, and then of course what you're watching right now comes out every Thursday. We also do MLB content when that season is up and running. So if any of that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the noties to make sure you don't miss, because like I said, we're uploading 4 times a week around here. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on into the Eastern Conference standings right now. And looking at this, the Cavs still at the top. I mean, they're doing their thing, 19-3, best record in the league. They're looking like a force. They have 2 losses to the Hawks. Little strange there. But besides that, they've been doing their thing. Donovan Mitchell's been amazing. Really, the whole team has been, playing lights out. Yeah, good for the Cavs. I mean, nobody expected this. The Celtics right behind them, 1 game back. We knew this. We expected this. The Celtics will likely still get the 1 seed. I mean, they haven't had it all year, which is kind of surprising. But I would assume over time the Celtics get back into that 1 seed. They're only a game back as well. The Magic have been playing very good. The Magic look like, besides the Cavs and the Celtics, the Magic look like one of the better teams. Well, obviously in the East, but really in the league. I mean, 16-8. Franz Wagner has been playing out of his mind. 24 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. And 2 steals. Jalen Suggs has really stepped up, and this is all without Paolo Banchero. When he comes back, because he is their top player, their top scorer, kind of their #1 guy. When he comes back, man, this team is dangerous. I mean, we saw last year how good they are defensively. The offense is looking much better this year. The Magic could be a sneaky good team. Then we got the Knicks and the Bucks, who I kind of grouped together. And I mean, the Knicks have been better than the Bucks overall this season, but both these teams have kind of been off to slow starts, at least based off of preseason expectations. I mean, you look at the Knicks, defensively just doesn't look all that great anymore. I mean, kind of both with the Knicks and the Timberwolves. I just don't. I said this when the trade happened. I just don't understand it from both sides, really. I mean, you bring in Mikal Bridges to make the Villanova Knicks. Then you trade away DiVincenzo. So you break up your core. You also already lost Hartenstein to the Thunder. Um, I just I I I just don't understand really the trade for both sides. Like I said, I said this when it first went through, and I'm gonna say this now. It just doesn't make sense. The Knicks, yeah, they're 13-8. I do expect them to get better as the season goes on, but a little bit of a slow start, and that's good. I mean, the East is so bad where they can get off to a slow start and still be fourth in the conference. The Bucks here at 11-10. They've been on quite the tear recently. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They did just lose yesterday, but I will say the Bucks have looked much better than they did to start out the season. So good on them. The Hawks are looking like a solid team. Trae Young's been really cooking over there. Let's see, 21 points a game, 12 assists. Yeah, typical kind of stat line. Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter both have been amazing. Dyson Daniels has been really good. Yeah, the Hawks look like a solid team. Definitely a top 10 team in the East for sure. The Heat have looked a lot better, I'll say. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but I do like what I've been seeing recently. Tyler Hero's been really good. I will say, though, Jimmy Butler's got to step it up. 18 points a game, just not going to cut it. But Tyler Hero has been phenomenal for them. Bam Adebayo has been solid as well. The Nets still in the play-in. I don't know how this keeps happening. I feel like every single episode I say the Nets aren't a playoff team. They're not going to make it. They're bottom 5 team in the East for sure. I mean, I still stand by that. I honestly, I mean, if I had to project the rest of season, I could still say the Nets, with confidence, the Nets finish 13th, 14th in the East. You could say that's hating, but Cam Thomas has been out. He's going to be out for a while. I don't see what. I don't know. I mean, we see this a lot of times with bad teams. They'll start off a little good. We saw this with the Jazz last year, and they ended up finishing bottom three in the West. So maybe that's what's happening here for the Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie has really been good for them. The Bulls, my favorite team here at 9-13. Kind of expected this. I thought we'd probably be towards the back end of the play-in once again, a little bit below 500. Zach LaVine's been solid. Kobe White's been solid. I don't know. There's not much really to get excited for. Matas Bazelis hasn't really done much for us, unfortunately. He was our first round pick. 5 points a game in 21 games played. Not what you like to see. Lonzo, when he came back, it was exciting. He really didn't look great, and now he's out once again. He's only played 6 games this season. It's sad what's happened to him. Then we got the Pacers at the 10 seed, another team in the East that has been off to a rough start. They're 9-14. I don't think any Pacers fans expected this after coming off the Eastern Conference Finals appearance. But I mean, it's really just Tyrese Halliburton who's really taken a step down from what he was last year. I mean, last year he was like 24 and 12 a game. This year he's averaging 18 and 8. So that's obviously very disappointing. Yeah, Pascal Siakam has been solid for them, but it really hasn't contributed much to wins. Benedict Mathurin's averaging more points a game than Tyrese Halliburton. TJ McConnell's been solid. Miles Turner's been, what he typically does. It's really just on Halliburton, and will he pick it up? I think that's the question. I think he will. I don't see the Pacers finishing in the play-in. I think the Pacers are a top 6 team in the East. But yeah, it's definitely tough to see this start. The Pistons, 9-15, already better than last season, pretty much. I mean, Cade Cunningham's been really good. Jaden Ivey, a lot of the pieces they brought in free agency have helped. So I think the Pistons, do I think they're a play-in team? Probably not. But they have looked better, so I guess that's something to be excited about if you're a Detroit fan. The Raptors, looking pretty bad. I don't think the Raptors are going to make the play-in. There was a chance. I mean, there still is a chance. They're only 1.5 games out, and it's still very early in the season. They could definitely turn things around. R.J. Barrett's been very good for them, 24 points a game. Scotty Barnes is averaging 22. Grady Dick has been solid, but a lot of these guys have missed some time. Emmanuel Quickley's only played 3 games for them. They've been pretty banged up, so we'll see how they look when they get healthier. The Hornets at 6-15. I was kind of surprised because with all the talk I've heard about the Hornets, only 6-15. I thought, I mean, the Hornets were my team to watch this season. I had them finishing 10th in the East. They were my sleeper team that I got into the postseason, and yeah, I mean, from what I've been hearing, it's like the Hornet. I feel like I see Hornets clips every single day. 6-15, obviously not what you want to see. I think though the Hornets, with the way they're playing, they could definitely have won some of these games they've lost. LaMelo Ball's averaging 31, 7, and 5. Brandon Miller's averaging 21 points a game. Miles Bridges has been very good for them. This is a solid team. I wouldn't be surprised. I could still very much see the Hornets getting into the play-in. But yeah, this kind of just revolves around LaMelo Ball's health. Will he stay healthy? I'm not. That's just the reality of the situation. But yeah, he's been amazing so far. The Sixers, 5-15. What is going on here in Philadelphia? I know Embiid's only played 4 games. Maxi's been out for a couple of weeks. He's only played 14 games. Paul George has only played 10. Yeah, it's just the only real bright spot here for Philly has been Jared McCain. He's been amazing. He's been really their best player this season. He's averaging 16.5 points a game. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, but his 3-point shooting has been amazing for them. And like I said, he's been their most consistent player. He's played all 20 of their games. No other guy besides Kelly Oubre. But yeah, they're just beat up. I don't even know what to say about the Sixers. You got a guy in Jared McCain, I'll say that. But yeah, just a terrible start. And then the Wizards, worst team in the league. I did expect the Wizards to be either the worst or the second worst. I'm not sure if I had them finishing behind or ahead of the Nets. Either way, the Wizards are the worst team in the league. They're this year's Pistons, 2-17. Yeah, it's bad over there in Washington. Definitely not what you want to see. Uh, yeah, so that is going to do it for the Eastern Conference standings. Moving on over now to the Western Conference, and at the top, it's still a familiar face, the Thunder. And I do expect the Thunder to be the best team in the West, although you never know. I mean, it's an absolute battle. I mean, the Kings at the 12 seed, only 6.5 games out of the 1 seed. You look at that in the East, and I'm pretty sure the 6 seed is 6.5 games out of the 1 seed. So it's crazy. We got 11 teams over 500. The Kings right there as well. Like I said, and I said this going into the season. There's realistically 13 teams that could get into the playoffs here, and the one team that I will still be holding out hope for. I guess we could just go all out of order here. Uh, the Pelicans, yes, there is a chance. I think they can maybe get into the play-in. They're going to need to start winning now, though. 4-18 is just not going to cut it. I know they've had a plethora of injuries to have to deal with, but Brandon Ingram still played a good amount. I mean, I know. CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, DeJounte Murray, Zion have all played either 9 or less games. Um, yeah, Herb Jones has only played 4 games. They just have the injury bug, maybe worse than any other team. And in the West, this does stink because now it's going to be pretty hard to get back into contention in the West. But moving on back, we'll look at the Rockets. I mean, the Rockets sitting at second in the West. They have been playing amazing. Jalen Green has been very solid, 19 points for them. Alfred Sengun as well, 19 points a game. Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith. Amen Thompson's been really good as well. He's been looking pretty promising. Tari Eason as well. People don't talk about him. 11.3 points per game. He's a great, rotational player there coming off the bench for them. They got a deep, interesting looking team. Reed Shepard, 3.8 points a game. We'll continue to watch him, see if he does anything. Then we got a nice cluster of teams here from 3 to 6. The Mavericks, Grizzlies, Suns, and Warriors. I'm kind of going to be brief with this. I mean, the Mavericks did start off a little slow. They've definitely picked things up, and I did expect that. Luka, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, the team. The Mavericks look pretty solid. The Grizzlies, coming off the bad season last year after being pretty much injured the whole year, are off to a great start. And then the Suns and the Warriors, kind of the same boat for both these teams. Well, the Warriors have lost 5 in a row, which does hurt. But yeah, these were two teams that were at the top of the West to start off the season. They've now cooled off a little bit, and I did expect that. I didn't expect either of these teams to be a top team in the West. I thought the Suns would probably be a top 6 team, but I thought I actually might have had the Warriors missing the play-in my preseason prediction. But yeah, these two teams have calmed down a little bit. I did expect that. When looking at the play-in, the West is crazy because I updated these yesterday, and then again I went and updated these today before I recorded. The Clippers were at the 5 seed yesterday. Now they drop all the way down to 7. Yeah, that just goes to show one day, and you can drop from a 5 seed all the way down to the play-in. Yeah, the Clippers, though, have looked pretty promising without Kawhi. I think that's a good sign, maybe. I don't really know. I don't know what to think about the Clippers. They're winning games, but the team just doesn't look all that. I don't know. I really don't know. The Nuggets at 11-8. This is kind of surprising. They've struggled. I saw a stat with Jokic. They have the highest offensive rating in NBA history. Without him, they have the lowest offensive rating in NBA history. If that's not MVP, I mean, I don't know what else is. This guy, he is averaging. Let's look at his average. I don't want to mess these up. Nikola Jokic is averaging 30.1 points a game, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. Ridiculous numbers. He could very well win I believe it would be his 4th MVP. Does he already have 3? He might have 2. I'm not sure. I think this might be his fourth. Let me look. Let me just look this up. But real quick, we can talk about the Lakers. Sad to see LeBron has kind of taken a step down. And yeah, I mean, he's not gonna last forever. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a couple bad games, but he has had a pretty bad streak. The Lakers are probably going to be a playing team, just because of the amount of guys they have over there. Austin Reeves, Anthony Davis have been spectacular. Yeah, Jokic is looking like he's going to win his fourth MVP, by the way. But yeah, the Lakers, I don't know. I think they're probably going to be a playing team once again. The Spurs here above 500, that's good to see. You love to see that. Wembanyama has been doing his thing. And yeah, with a terrible team, put this guy on a good team. Um, Wembanyama is going to be a problem. 23.5 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks a game. Just ridiculous numbers. This is all without Devin Vassell for a while. Now he is back. Stephon Castle looks really good as well. They've got a lot of interesting pieces over there in San Antonio. I'll be interested to see what they do with them here in the coming weeks. The Timberwolves still outside of the playoffs. Like I said when talking about the Knicks, don't understand why they traded Cat. The offense has definitely taken a hit. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know what the thinking process there. I know it's because of the money, but like, I just you let go Cat instead of letting go Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels. I mean, I don't know. Ultimately, you got to live with your decisions. And the Timberwolves, not far out of anything whatsoever. They're only 5 games out of the 1 seed. They're above 500. In the East, this would be top 6 teams. So, yeah, the Timberwolves, I think will be fine. They're off to a bit of a slow start. Same with the Kings, off to a bit of a slow start. Will the Kings get in? I think that's an interesting question. The offense looks really good. The defense, I don't know. But they're at 10 and 12 right now in the West. I feel like it might be hard for them to get in. Especially with teams like the Spurs and the Clippers looking so good. I mean, are the Kings better than the Timberwolves? I don't think so. I mean, you could argue the Kings are better than the Clippers and the Spurs, but as of right now, they're behind them. So, I don't know. With the Trailblazers and the Jazz, these are two of the worst teams in the league. We expected that, and then we already talked about the Pelicans. But let's get on in to the playoff predictions, and we're gonna go kind of quick through these because we've kind of talked about every team. In the Clippers versus Nuggets matchup, 1 game series, I'm gonna trust Nikola Jokic. He is just an absolute animal. He'd probably play every minute in that game, and it'd probably be worth it. He's averaging a 30-point triple double right now. I do worry about the depth, but in a 1 game series, I'll take the best player. Lakers Spurs, I'll go with the experience here. Besides Wemby, the Spurs really don't have much. Devin Vassell is coming back. So yeah, again, Stephon Castle looks really good, but I think I'll trust the Lakers. And then in the battle of LA, the Clippers versus the Lakers, I'm gonna take the true owner of LA. I'll take the Lakers. Again, I just can't get around to this Clippers team. I don't know what it is. They're playing really good, so I mean it's a good sign. Without Kawhi Leonard, they're playing this good. James Harden's been really good as well, but I will take the Lakers. I just trust them a little bit more. They're in the East playing the Heat versus Nets. Pretty easy. I'm gonna take the best coach in the league, Eric Spoelstra. Give me the Heat. The Nets move into that 8-9 game. Bulls versus Pacers. Now, normally, this was a 7 game series. I'd take the Pacers probably in 5, maybe 6. Normally. Now, this is a 1 game scenario. The Pacers have been struggling. Tyrese Halliburton's been struggling. I think the Bulls could win that. I really do. I mean, I'm just having fun at this point. I think the Bulls could definitely win that game, though. And then against the Nets, I actually like the Bulls' chances to win that one probably more than I do against the Pacers. So I'll go ahead and put the Bulls in the 8 seed. Why not? Just give some love to my team. Obviously against the Cavs, we'll get to that. The Thunder versus the Lakers. I do trust the Lakers a lot, but not more than the Thunder. Um, with LeBron looking like he's slowing down a bit, I just I feel like the offense is going to get more and more limited. Dalton Connect, I forgot to mention him. What an absolute steal of a draft pick. He has been amazing for them. He's really been the spark they needed. He's stepped up in a big way, but I am still going to take the Thunder, even without Chet Holmgren. Grizzlies Suns. This one I think could go 7. I really like both these teams. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Suns, but I don't feel great about it. Mavericks versus Warriors. Again, this one could also go 7. I'm gonna take the team that I've seen. Let me take that back. I was about to say I'm gonna take the team that I've seen get it done in the playoffs. Um, that would be just an absolute crime to say, just because of how good the Warriors have been. But the Mavericks made the NBA Finals last year. They're looking like they figured things out after their slow start. The Warriors are on a 5-game losing streak. They're not playing great right now. I'll go ahead and go with the momentum and take the Mavericks. But I will say this would be a very fun series. Steph Curry versus Klay Thompson. Would love to see that. Um, that kind of makes me think the Warriors would win just off of that. But I will take the Mavericks. I'll give props to Steph Curry though. The fact he's still doing this, it's ridiculous. The Rockets versus Nuggets. Um, you may hate me for this, but if I'm looking objectively, I know the Rockets have looked very good, but who would I take in a playoff series? Probably the Nuggets. Again, I worry about their depth, but man, Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league, and that's not. It's just a fact. I'll take the Nuggets in 7. I think it would go all 7. The Nuggets have looked pretty not great, and the Rockets have looked pretty great. But I'm still gonna trust the Nuggets. I'm still gonna give them the benefit of the doubt right now. The Cavs versus Bulls. I'll take the Cavs in 4. Not much explanation there. The Knicks versus Bucks. Two teams that have kind of been struggling to open up the season. They're in the 4-5, so like I said, you can struggle and still be a high seed in the East, especially early in the season. The Bucks have kind of picked it up though recently. I'm gonna take the Bucks just because I trust both these teams in the playoffs, but I don't know. I think this would be a very defensive oriented game, and with the Knicks defense, or sorry, series, and with the Knicks defense kind of taking a hit, I do think the Bucks, with the way they're playing right now, get the series done. But I will say this one would go all 7. The Magic versus Hawks, really fun matchup here. Defense versus offense. They say defense wins championships. I would agree. Even without Paolo Banchero, I'm going to take the Magic. The Magic have a really high ceiling. If Paolo comes back, don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Magic finish. You can call me crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if the Magic finish as the 2 seed by the end of the year. No matter, rather if that's the Celtics as the one, the Cavs as the one, maybe another team somehow. I don't know. I think the Magic right now, even without Paolo, looking like a clear top 3 team in the East. I'll take them over the Hawks. The Celtics versus Heat's gonna go ahead and trust the better team here. Two very good coaches. Like I said, Spoelstra I do believe is the best coach in the league, but I'm gonna take their roster in the Celtics. Porzingis just came back. They just got even better. The Thunder versus Suns. The Thunder are without Chet Holmgren right now. I'm still gonna take them, just because I do believe the Thunder are in for a big playoff run. They got to the playoffs last year, lost in the second round to the Mavericks, who ended up going to the NBA Finals. And yeah, that was all their first playoff run. This will be another year under their belt. They are a very young team. SGA is doing his thing over there, so I like the Thunder here. The Mavericks versus Nuggets. I won't give the Nuggets the benefit of the doubt here because I think the Mavericks are the better team. And like I said, I've seen the Mavericks get it done. I've seen the Nuggets get it done, though, in the playoffs. But this year, it's just looking pretty bad for the Nuggets. Do they make a move? Do they try to get some depth? I really don't know what they do. I'm going to be interested to see. But yeah, the Nuggets, I don't know. I mean, you got Jokic that I've given him, got through the play-in and won the first round matchup, and they're at 8 right now in the West. Yeah, I can't give them the benefit. That can only go one player can only take you so far, and I'm giving Jokic a whole lot of credit, and he definitely deserves it. But I will say the Mavericks have looked like the superior team as of right now. But again, the Rockets have looked like a better team than the Nuggets. But the Mavericks have arguably the second best player in the league in Luka Doncic, so I'm going to take the Mavericks. The Cavs versus Bucks. This would be a very fun series. I think this one has a chance to go all seven. I'm going to take the better team. Well, maybe not the better team overall, but what's looked like the better team so far. The Cavs have the best record in the league. I got to give them credit. I think they go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I have been praising the Magic a lot, but against the Celtics, this is the best roster in the league. The Celtics are just, I don't know. They're 18-4. They have the second best record in the league. It's hard for me to justify, especially without Paolo Banchero. The Celtics just shoot so many threes that I just this would be two elite defenses, but one team has a superior offense in my mind. That's the Celtics. They're the more complete team. I'll take them. The Thunder versus Mavericks. This would be a great Western Conference Finals rematch from the second round of last year in the postseason. The Mavericks won last time. I'll go ahead and give the Thunder their revenge. I think they make the NBA Finals. The Thunder were my preseason pick to win the NBA championship. So I'll take them to beat the Mavericks. And then over in the East, the two best records in the league collide. Who do I trust more here? I trust the Celtics more. I know the Cavs have been at the top of the East all season, but the Celtics, I do believe, have the more complete roster. I think they have the better defense. I also think they have the better offense. They shoot so many threes, and in this day and age, that's how you get it done. So I will take the Celtics. And this was my preseason NBA championship prediction, and I'm gonna have it again. Like I said, I picked the Thunder preseason. Last episode, I believe I picked the Celtics to win the NBA championship. With no Chet Holmgren and with Porzingis coming back for the Celtics, at this point in time, I'll take the Celtics to win and repeat. But this is definitely subject to change. It's still very early in the season. We're only a quarter of the way through the season, kind of moving fast, but there is still a lot of ball to be played. But that is going to do it for episode 4 of NBA Playoff Watch. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like if you did. Links in the description. As always, X, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. Make sure you follow those, join those. Make sure you check out our most recent videos popping up either right now or shortly. And yeah, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. College basketball, college football, NFL, NBA every single week. We also do MLB notifications. That's a must. 4 times a week. We're uploading. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys on Monday with our college basketball Power 40 rankings.